The real daughter of the wealthy family had red eyes when she saw me for the first time. Just when I thought there was going to be another battle between the real and the fake, suddenly, a row of bullet comments appeared. The female lead is so excited to see her idol that she's almost crying. Could the female supporting character think that the female lead is some kind of scheming girl who likes to pick fights? The female lead is the #1 fan of the female supporting character. I frowned tightly. The real daughter standing opposite me suddenly stuttered and said, Sister, I like you so much. What the hell is this plot going on? Is it going crazy?" I was in the dressing room, doing my makeup, when the door was suddenly pushed open. Leighton stormed in with a group of people and stood in front of me. "Sarah, you're not the daughter of the Lincoln family at all. Here's the paternity test. Take a look for yourself." Everyone was so shocked that they forgot to move and instinctively looked in our direction. I quickly regained my composure. Having been in the entertainment industry for so many years, I've seen all kinds of situations. Although I was surprised in my heart, I could still remain calm on the surface. "Leighton, this is where I work. Let's talk about it when we get home tonight if there's anything." Leighton sneered disdainfully. "Sarah, stop pretending. You're just an imposter, without the Lincoln family. You're nothing." I couldn't help but laugh. Others might not know, but as a member of the Lincoln family, he should know better than anyone else. My parents used all means to stop me from entering the entertainment industry, not to mention giving me resources. It's already good enough that they didn't take the opportunity to kick me back home to inherit the family business. It's this idiot Leighton who, relying on being my cousin, acts like a tyrant in the company. Leighton pulled a petite girl from behind and dragged her in front of me. "Sarah, open your dog eyes and take a good look. This is the real daughter of the Lincoln family. You are just an imposter." I took a look at the girl in front of me and already had the answer in my heart. Her face was almost an exact copy of my mother's. She looked up at me, and then her eyes turned red. I couldn't help but frown. Is this going to turn into a fight, in my last drama? The plot was about the real daughter coming back and exposing the fake daughter who was a scheming girl. Could it be that this drama is going to play out in my real life? If she dares to do something to me, don't blame me for being ruthless. Just as I was about to retort, suddenly, a row of bullet comments flashed above my head. The female lead is so excited to see her idol that she's almost crying. Could the female supporting character think that the female lead is some kind of scheming girl who likes to pick fights? The female lead is the #1 fan of the female supporting character. Female lead and female supporting character. What new drama is this? Seeing that the girl didn't move, Leighton reached out and pushed her on the shoulder. "Winnie, this is Sarah who has been posing as you. Hurry up and make her leave. Then ask your uncle and aunt to ban her so that she can't survive in the entertainment industry and make her pay the price for offending our Lincoln family." Winnie stared at me with red eyes, and her expression became more and more excited. I couldn't help but frown. This girl's emotions were very intense, and she seemed to be even more powerful than I had imagined. "Are you Winnie Smith?" Before I could finish my sentence, Leighton emphasized, "You should call her Winnie Lincoln. She's the real member of the Lincoln family, and you don't deserve to have the surname Lincoln. You should be called Smith." Winnie, who had red eyes before, suddenly turned cold and glared at Leighton angrily. "If you don't speak, no one will think you're mute." I was stunned, and Leighton was also petrified on the spot. This seemingly gentle and weak girl had such an imposing manner when she opened her mouth. It seems that this Leighton is really hated by everyone. Then, Winnie's gaze fell on me again. Just when I thought there was going to be a big fight, she suddenly blushed and stuttered as she said to me, Sister, I like you so much. What the hell is this plot going on? Is it going crazy?" Before I could come to my senses, the bullet comments in front of me is busy again. The female lead is so brave. She's already confessing her love. Why is the female supporting character still standing there stupidly? Does she still want to fight with the female lead? The chosen female supporting character has no chance of winning. That's right, female supporting character, please, don't fight with the female lead anymore. If you're willing to give the female lead a smile, she can twist Leighton's head off and give it to you. I looked at Winnie suspiciously, hesitated for a moment, and twitched the corners of my mouth. Winnie's eyes lit up instantly. "Sister, were you smiling at me?" If I said my mouth twitched, would she believe me when I nodded? Winnie happily took out her phone, put her hands together, and begged, "Sister, can we take a photo together? Just one. I promise to use all the beauty filters and only retouch you in the photo." I inexplicably want to laugh. This girl seemed a bit cute. "Okay." After getting my consent, Winnie immediately leaned in. After taking a photo politely, she quickly stepped back. She was afraid that I would be unhappy, perhaps to ease the atmosphere. The manager brought a few of my photos and handed them to Winnie. "Thank you for liking our Sarah." Winnie happily reached out and took them. I suddenly frowned and said, "Wait a minute." Winnie stared at me with red eyes. "Sister, I'm sorry, I'll give them back to you right away." The bullet comments were anxious. Does the female supporting character look down on the female lead? Female supporting character, don't spray venom randomly. If you break the female lead's heart, no one will speak up for you in the future. It's over. The female supporting character is really going to be sold to northern Myanmar to be a bunny girl. Why would I be sold to northern Myanmar to be a bunny girl, even if I didn't live in the Lincoln family? With my current popularity in the entertainment industry, my future life would be colorful, right? What's more, I didn't plan to be mean to Winnie either. After taking the photos back, I pulled out the last two and signed the front one and handed it to her. "These two are stills from the drama and can't be revealed yet. I'll take them back for now and give them to you next time I have a chance. Here's the signed one for you first." Winnie nodded desperately. I secretly glanced at the manager beside me. She should know that these two are stills from the drama, right? Why did she just give them to Winnie like that? If they are leaked, how should this be accounted for? Will there be a conflict between me and Winnie then? But she's my manager. What good would it do her if something happened to me? While I was thinking, the bullet comments in front of me went crazy again. What's wrong with the female supporting character? She suddenly became smart. Is she exposing the manager's evil plan? The female supporting character's eyes are so cool when she's being tough. How about pairing her with the female lead? I want to ship them. What do the bullet comments mean? Could it be that my manager really has a problem? Leighton suddenly came back to life. "Sarah, who do you think you are? Just your two lousy photos. What's so special about them? Taking them back. You're just a lowly actress. Are you getting too cocky?" His mouth is really foul. He really needs to be taught a lesson. Just when I couldn't find something suitable to stuff in Leighton's mouth, Winnie suddenly jumped out. Without saying a word, she went up and slapped Leighton. "Who allowed you to talk to Sister Sarah like that?" Everyone was stunned. This wasn't over. Then, Winnie grabbed Leighton's collar and pushed him directly in front of me. "Apologized to Sarah." I stared at Leighton coldly. He was so angry that he was fuming. "Winnie, I'm trying to help you. Sarah is an imposter who stole your position, and you're hitting me for her. Are you crazy?" As soon as he finished speaking, Winnie jumped up and brought down a heavy punch. "You're still being stubborn. I'll beat you. You foul-mouthed dung beetle who doesn't brush your teeth." This girl is really fierce. Leighton covered his head and threatened to hit Winnie. Several bodyguards who came in with her immediately stepped forward. Their powerful aura made Leighton's momentum fade. Leighton angrily waved his hand and said, "You're an idiot. I don't care about you anymore. Just wait to be taken advantage of." After Leighton left, Winnie looked at me with excitement all over her face, and the tips of her ears were flushed. "Sister, will I really be taken advantage of?" Looking at the stagehand who had been standing at the door for a long time and was so anxious that he was almost bursting with anger, I said, "You can go back now. Don't delay my work." Winnie's head immediately drooped. The bullet comments is busy again. Whose mouth is it? Who can make the female supporting character shut up? The female lead is too sensitive. Who made her be abused since she was a child? She's already used to not being liked. It's the sorrow of her original family. Was Winnie abused by her original family since she was a child? Does that mean that all the hardships she endured since she was a child were endured for me? Thinking of this, I changed my words that were on the tip of my tongue. There's an explosion scene in the next scene. Having someone around will affect my performance. Winnie immediately became excited again. "Okay, sister, I'll clear the scene for you right away. I promise no one will disturb you, sister. Come on, see you next time." Looking at her receding figure, I pondered for a moment. Perhaps, the real daughter didn't come here to fight with me. After coming back from the filming set, I didn't return to the Lincoln family. On the way, I had already learned about the situation back then. There was no ludicrous nanny swapping plot, and it wasn't done deliberately by an enemy either. The swapping of me and Winnie was purely an accident. On the day we were both born, a major earthquake occurred, and the hospital was in chaos. The hospital management at that time wasn't as strict as it is now, and an accident happened by mistake. I asked the driver to take me to the Smith family, that is, my biological parents' place. Unlike the large villa of the Lincoln family, the Smith family's house was in a shabby neighborhood, and the whole apartment was smaller than a bathroom in the Lincoln family's house. Hearing the commotion, Mrs. Smith Monica, came out with a permed hair that looked like instant noodles when she saw me. She was taken aback for a moment, and then she smiled brightly. Is that Sarah? No, we should call you Sarah Smith, I said calmly. Sorry, I don't plan to change my name for now. I have a lot of contracts under my current name, and changing my name will have a big impact. Her originally enthusiastic face suddenly fell, and she turned back and shouted into the house, Smith, your big star daughter is here. I couldn't help but frown, wondering if I had offended my biological parents. As soon as I entered the door, Winnie seemed to be very sensitive in character. Could they be as sensitive as Winnie and think that I dislike them? Just when I was troubled, the bullet comments became lively again. The female supporting character's worst parents have finally made their appearance. I feel so powerless that I can't reach into the screen. I really want to slap them. Just when my biological father, Smith, walked out the door, the bullet comments were so excited that the screen was filled with them. The troublesome old man is here. Damn old man. It's all his fault that the female supporting character suffered. Quick, slap him. Kill this old man. Why do the bullet comments have such great malice towards my biological parents? Smith squinted at me, and there was a strange smile in his eyes. Sarah, Mom and Dad miss you so much. We didn't expect that we made such a mistake for so many years and raised someone else's daughter for nothing. That girl Winnie. Before he could finish his sentence, he was interrupted sharply by Monica. Why mention that ungrateful girl? She went to a wealthy family and didn't think of home at all. We raised her for 20 years in vain. Sarah, you won't abandon us, will you? Facing Monica's eager question, I said calmly, you are my biological parents, and I have the obligation to support you. If there's a need, I will provide you with certain assistance according to the legal standards. No more than 5,000 yuan per month. Monica plays mahjong at home all day long, and Smith drives a Didi occasionally to earn some living expenses. The rest of the money comes from Winnie working hard to make money to subsidize the family. It can be said that they are alive only because of Winnie's support. Yet they still have the nerve to call Winnie ungrateful. Hearing this, Monica's face fell, and she immediately raised her voice. You're such a big star, and you're only giving 5,000. Is it not enough? Then forget it. Before I could say it, Smith jumped out and accused Monica. The child has just come back. What's the matter with you asking for money like this? Hurry up and go buy groceries. Make something delicious for Sarah tonight. Do you hear me? Monica turned around and left. I originally wanted to leave, but I couldn't resist Smith's enthusiasm and stayed. In the evening, Monica cooked a table full of dishes, and Smith specially served me a bowl of chicken soup. Sarah, your mom is the best at making soup. Hurry up and drink it while it's hot. They kindly picked food for me, but I could see through the calculations in their eyes. I felt disgusted in my heart. Having been in the entertainment industry for so many years, I know very well whether it's true emotions or an act. Not only was I disgusted, but the bullet comments were also extremely disgusting. The poisonous chicken soup is here. After the female supporting character drinks it, the old guy can take nude photos of her and then threaten the female supporting character to be their tool for making money. Damn old guy. How could he be so bad? In the entertainment industry, I've heard of many dirty tricks, but I've really never seen biological parents drug their child and threaten them with nude photos. Could the Smith couple really be that bad? I put the chicken soup in front of Smith. It's a bit greasy, Monica scolded angrily. So pretentious, Smith immediately retorted. Celebrities have to work hard to maintain their figures. Sarah, here's some vegetable salad. Have some. I could tell that he was trying to please me, but he didn't seem as bad as the bullet comments said. Sarah, your mother worked so hard to cook a whole table of food. You're not going to take a single bite, are you? Are you looking down on us just because we're not as capable as the Lincoln family? These words made me feel a bit sad. The bullet comments said the chicken soup was poisoned. I didn't drink the chicken soup and just took a couple of bites of the green vegetables as a gesture and then planned to leave. After making up my mind, I ate a small bowl of vegetable salad before putting the bowl down. Smith smiled widely, showing all his teeth. Sarah, you're really a good daughter to your dad. Eat more. Have some more. His smile made me feel a shiver down my spine. I hadn't paid attention to the bullet comments for a while. When I looked up and scanned them again, the bullet comments were densely packed and going crazy. It's over. The female supporting character is in a terrible situation. There's no hope. The female supporting character is really going to turn dark this time. I felt strange and pulled up the previous bullet comments to take a look. Female supporting character. There's also medicine in the salad. Trust me, I'm an SVIP. Can you speak faster? The female supporting character has already eaten half a bowl. Sensing that something was wrong, I got up and left. Smith grabbed my hand. Sarah, don't be in a hurry. Let's talk for a while longer. I forcefully shook off his hand and walked towards the bathroom. Okay, I'll go to the bathroom first. As soon as I entered, I immediately locked the door and took out my phone to call the police. The moment I took out my phone, I was stunned. Why was it a model phone? There was a rapid knock on the door, and Monica and Smith's anxious voices came through. Sarah, you've been in there for a long time. Can't you come out? Do you need Mom to come in and help you? My head was getting dizzier and dizzier, and the situation was becoming more and more critical. I looked around. There wasn't even a window in the bathroom, and I had no chance to escape. As the sound of the door opening came from outside, the bullet comments also became excited. Monica has the key. The female supporting character is really done for this time, with the nude photos. The damn old guy can threaten the female supporting character to accompany the rich sponsor. And then she'll be drugged and lose her virginity. Poor female lead. She'll then embark on the path of sleeping with others and finally turn completely dark. I was extremely anxious. When I was about to rush out and fight desperately, a bullet comment with extremely low popularity caught my attention, and I suddenly saw a glimmer of hope. Bullet comment, female supporting character, hold on. The female lead will reach the battlefield in half an hour. If the bullet comment wasn't lying, then as long as I could hold on for another half an hour, I could be saved. I searched carefully in the bathroom and found a bottle of toilet cleaner and a bottle of hairspray. There was a loud sound of the door being pushed open. The Smith couple stood at the door, looking at me fiercely. I watched the two of them warily, and my hands behind my back were already ready for anything. What do you want? Smith looked at me coldly. You little brat, hiding in the toilet. Do you think we can't do anything to you? You'll kneel down and kowtow to me later. He opened his hands and pounced towards me. I suddenly kicked him hard, aiming at his groin. Perhaps he didn't expect me to still have the strength to fight back. Smith was kicked right in the spot and bent over with a scream. Wife, get rid of this little wretch. The moment Monica swung a hammer at me, I took out the hairspray and sprayed it directly in her face. She covered her face and let out a painful scream. I took the opportunity to push the two of them away and ran outside. I pulled hard on the door, but I found that it was locked from the outside. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't open it. There was a sound behind me, and my head was getting dizzier and dizzier. I couldn't fight with the door anymore, so I could only push open a nearby door and hide inside. In just a few minutes, it was enough for the couple to come to their senses and pounce on me again. Outside the door, there was the sound of crazy door smashing. My heart was in my throat, but I didn't even have the strength to stand, so I could only collapse by the door and use my last bit of strength to hold the door panel. Smith's shouting voice kept coming. You little brat, open the door for me quickly, or I'll deal with you, you little wretch. With a loud bang, Smith smashed a hole in the wooden door. Soon, the locked wooden door was broken by him. The couple looked at me, who was lying on the ground weakly, with sinister smiles on their faces. Smith walked up to me, grabbed my hair, and lifted me up. A sharp blade was pressed against my cheek. Humph, you little wretch, keep running. Why don't you run now? He waved his hand and slapped me hard in the face. I was knocked to the ground, but Smith didn't plan to let me go. He grabbed my hair and wanted to do something to me again. Just then, stop it. The roar made Smith forget what he was doing, and he instinctively turned around. Winnie, accompanied by two bodyguards, rushed to my side. She carefully helped me up, and tears streamed down her face. Sarah, are you okay? I shook my head, my voice very weak. Call the police for me and take me to the hospital. Okay. Winnie helped me up. Monica blocked our way and stared at Winnie fiercely. You ungrateful girl. Now that you've become a rich young lady, you don't know how to repay me. And you even dare to ruin my plans. Put the person down for me, or I'll beat you to death. The moment she waved her hand, Winnie instinctively shrank her neck in fear. Smith kicked Winnie. Winnie looked at the two of them in fear and said timidly, You can't treat Sarah like this. Smith sneered disdainfully. It's none of your business what I do. If you really want to show your gratitude to me, go back to your rich dad and get me a few million to spend. Winnie's unusual behavior made me very confused. I quickly checked the bullet comments to find the truth. Bullet comments, what's wrong with the female lead? Why is she so timid in front of her adoptive parents? Are you watching out of order upstairs? The female lead has been abused by these two old guys since she was a child and has serious psychological problems. The female supporting character is the light that saves her. What did I do? How did I become the light that saves Winnie? To protect myself and for Winnie's sake, I quickly grabbed her hand and looked directly into her eyes. Winnie, don't be afraid. They're not your parents at all. They have no right to lecture you, let alone bully you like this. Do you understand? There was a glimmer of light in Winnie's eyes. Yes, they're not my parents. They have no right to treat me like this. I nodded in agreement. Don't forget, you also brought 2 bodyguards. It's very easy to make them submit. Winnie came to her senses and gave an order to the standing bodyguards. Arrest them for me, don't let them leave until the police arrive. With the order, the bodyguards quickly took action. Smith was still cursing and struggling to resist, but his strength was no match for the professional bodyguards. The 2 of them were pressed face down on the ground. Winnie called an ambulance for me. The moment I saw the medical staff, I couldn't hold on any longer and fainted. When I opened my eyes again, I was already in the hospital ward. There were many people around. Winnie and the Lincoln family's parents had all come. Mrs. Lincoln looked at me with tears in her eyes. Sarah, you're finally awake. You scared Mom to death. I instinctively looked at Winnie, seeing that her expression didn't change. I secretly breathed a sigh of relief and opened my mouth to comfort Mrs. Lincoln. Mom, I'm fine, don't worry. Mrs. Lincoln lovingly scolded me for not telling them when I went to the Smith family, which led to such a big accident. Mr. Lincoln severely condemned the Smith couple for not being human. Winnie lowered her head helplessly. I quickly tugged at Mr. Lincoln's sleeve, indicating for him to stop. Dad, let the police handle these things. Mr. Lincoln nodded, and my gaze fell on Winnie. Winnie, thank you for saving me, but how did you know I was in danger? Winnie said softly. The driver said you wouldn't be back tonight, and Mom and Dad said you might have gone to the Smith family. I know them, they've always been very bad people. They've tried to sell me for the betrothal gift several times. I was afraid they would do the same to you, so I thought I'd rush over to take a look. I didn't expect to really run into this situation. I was a bit surprised. Then don't you hate me? After all, I stole your life. If there hadn't been the accident of the baby swap, Winnie should have grown up as a wealthy young lady with a silver spoon in her mouth. The pain she was enduring now should have been mine. I took away her happiness. Winnie smiled faintly. That was an accident. We can only blame fate for playing tricks on us. Her open-mindedness surprised me a bit. Putting myself in her shoes, perhaps I wouldn't be able to be as open-minded as she was. Just as I was about to speak, there was a rush of footsteps at the door. My manager, Lily, appeared in front of me in a panic. Sarah, are you okay? When I heard the news that you were in trouble, I was almost scared to death. As my manager, when I was in trouble, she was the last one to arrive at the hospital. She was very derelict in her duty. I sneered and stared at Lily, sensing my gaze. Her expression became a bit unnatural, and then she started to apologize to me. Sarah, the company was really too busy. It was my fault that I didn't come here immediately. I'm sorry. Can I apologize to you? I rolled my eyes coldly. Forget it. Fortunately, Winnie arrived in time. By the way, my phone. Before I could finish my sentence, she burst into tears. I'm sorry, Sarah. It was my mistake. The brand wanted you to endorse their new phone. They sent a model phone over. You were in a hurry to leave in the afternoon, and I didn't expect to take the wrong one. I'm to blame for causing such trouble. Can I kneel down and apologize to you? After waiting for a while and not hearing me persuade her not to kneel, there was a flash of embarrassment on Lily's face. She bent down reluctantly. Mrs. Lincoln couldn't stand it anymore and reached out to help her up. Forget it. You didn't do it on purpose. Lily looked up at me and said pitifully, Auntie, I'm afraid Sarah won't forgive me. I smiled gently. How could that be? You've been with me for so many years. We're like sisters. How could I blame you for such a small thing? After getting my assurance, Lily finally showed a smile. Sarah, you're so kind. You're also my good sister. The bullet comments went completely crazy. Is the female supporting character out of her mind? She actually believes such an obvious lie. The director won't allow it. Who made her the female supporting character? Aren't the viewer's mammary glands important? This manager clearly has a problem. The female supporting character can actually believe this. No wonder she'll be sold to northern Myanmar to have her kidneys removed in the end. She's really incredibly stupid. I calmly read through the bullet comments and then said to Lily, I want to have an Americano. Lily immediately responded, I'll go and buy your favorite flavor right away. I know it well. The Lincoln family's parents were busy with their business, so I asked them to go back first. In the hospital ward, Only Winnie and I were left, sensing Winnie's gaze. I turned my head to look at her. Do you have something to say to me? Seeing that she still had some concerns, I emphasized, you can speak up boldly. I won't mind, Winnie said softly. I think your manager is really incompetent. This is already the second or third mistake she's made. In the entertainment industry, we're most afraid of managers who don't take the safety of their artists seriously. You really need to have a good talk with her again. Yeah, I nodded. I have it in mind. Don't worry, she stuck out her tongue playfully. Don't think I'm meddling, I'm just worried about your safety. I leaned forward, put my arms around her shoulders, and hugged her, resting my chin gently on her shoulder. Winnie, thank you. I quickly let go of her. She lowered her head, and a blush spread from her cheeks to the tips of her ears. When she spoke, her voice was also extremely soft. Sarah, you're so kind. I looked at Winnie in confusion. She looked a little embarrassed and said, Sarah, you're a popular big star. I didn't expect you to be so approachable. I smiled. Stars are also human beings. Besides, we're friends now, so there's no need to be so polite. After hearing what I said, Winnie's eyes sparkled instantly. Sarah, I've always liked you very much. I've watched every drama you've acted in. I've always fantasized about getting your signature one day. I never thought that I'd actually have the chance to be friends with you now. She spoke very sincerely, with bright eyes and no trace of flattery. Thinking of everything she had suffered in the Smith family, I couldn't help but give her a reminder. You've just returned to the Lincoln family. Mom and Dad must be very kind to you. They're very kind-hearted. But there are always some bad apples in the family. Before I could finish, I was interrupted by Winnie. Do you mean Leighton? I frowned, feeling a bit worried. How did you know? Did he do something to you? Winnie shook her head. No, it's just that he's been trying to provoke me, wanting me to deal with you. I just think he's not a good person. I didn't expect this girl to be quite smart. It seemed that she was only muddled when it came to matters related to the Smith family. Yeah. Just keep an eye on him, with Mom and Dad protecting you. He doesn't dare to touch you. The Lincoln family's group is financially powerful, but all of this was earned through the hard work of Mr. and Mrs. Lincoln. Leighton saw that they only had one daughter, so he had evil intentions. Whether I'm the daughter of the Lincoln family or not, Mr. and Mrs. Lincoln have raised me for so many years and taken meticulous care of me. I will definitely not let Leighton take away their hard work. After lying in bed for 3 days, I could finally be discharged from the hospital. As soon as I came out of the exclusive elevator, I bumped into Winnie, who was walking hurriedly towards me. Come with me. I smiled and waved my hand. No need, the car picking me up is still waiting for me at the entrance of the garage. Winnie looked at me seriously. You can't go. I frowned. Why not? Winnie handed me her phone. Sarah, take a look. There are a large number of reporters at the entrance now. If you go out now, I'm afraid you'll be in danger. On the phone was a video of the Smith couple crying and complaining in front of the camera. Our own daughter is a big star, but she dislikes us because we're poor. Not only does she not recognize us, but she also had us arrested and sent to prison. Are there any parents more miserable than us in the world? This video is now very popular and has already rushed to the top 3 of the hot search list. The comments below have exceeded 10,000. Countless netizens who don't know the truth are frantically scolding, and there are also many rival companies adding fuel to the fire behind the scenes. I frowned and returned the phone to Winnie. Weren't they supposed to be detained for 15 days? Winnie looked at me apologetically. I forgot to ask Mom and Dad to keep an eye on Leighton. It was him who secretly paid the bail for the Smith family and let them out early. It was Leighton again. I originally thought that since I voluntarily separated from the Lincoln family, I would have no more contact with him. I didn't expect this shameless person to still want to oppose me. Then don't blame me for being ruthless. Winnie, it's not your fault. Let's go. For such a big news, I didn't receive any notice at all, which means that my assistant was most likely bribed. Winnie's face was filled with joy. Sarah, it's so great that you're willing to believe me. I asked Mom and Dad to arrange a car. It will definitely ensure your safety. I put on the hat that Winnie prepared for me and followed her away. As soon as I got in the car, the bullet comments in front of me started to go crazy again. Why does it feel like the female supporting character has become smarter? She's starting to believe the female lead. Believe in the female lead and you'll live forever. Is the female supporting character going to change her destiny against all odds? If she's willing to believe the female lead, not to mention changing her destiny, she could even be the female lead instead. can believing in Winnie really change my destiny? As soon as I got in the car of the Lincoln family, I received a call from my assistant, Sister Sarah. Why haven't you come yet? I said. My parents asked Winnie to pick me up for a meal. You don't need to wait for me. As soon as the call with my assistant ended, my manager Lily's call rang immediately. As soon as I swiped to answer the call, Lily's eager voice came from the other end of the line. Sarah, something big has happened. Your biological parents are accusing you of abandoning them on the internet. Now the matter has caused a big stir, and the brand side has already put pressure on us. I said calmly. Hasn't the company launched an emergency public relations plan? Perhaps not expecting me to be so calm. Lily was taken aback for a moment before she spoke. It has already been launched. Do you want to come to the company now? Let's finalize the plan together. I glanced at Winnie beside me, seeing her nod. I then replied, okay, I'll come right away. Lily was obviously very happy. Remember to go through the east gate. I'll ask the security to pick you up. As soon as the car stopped at the east gate, a large number of reporters swarmed over. I calmly pushed open the car door and got out. The reporters' cameras immediately surrounded us. Sarah. It said that you abandoned your parents. Is this true, Sarah? It said that in order to establish the persona of a wealthy young lady, you deliberately framed your biological parents and had them sent to prison. Is that right? Did you know since you were a child that you weren't the daughter of a wealthy family? Was the baby swap intentional? The reporters' questions were getting more and more acute. It was obvious that someone had arranged them behind the scenes. Before I could open my mouth to respond, the Smith couple rushed out crying. Monica took a step forward and knelt down in front of me. Sarah, Mom knows that our poverty has embarrassed you. Mom doesn't ask you to be too good to us, nor does she ask you to support us. I just beg you, for the sake of me carrying you for 10 months, don't send me to prison, okay? Smith also started crying and begging. Sarah, Dad doesn't want to go to prison, please spare us. Hearing the accusations of the Smith couple, the emotions of the people around were immediately stirred up, and the voices of accusation against me became louder and louder. A trace of pride flashed across the faces of the Smith couple. More and more bullet comments appeared in front of me. Is the female supporting character stupid? She clearly knew there was a problem but still came. She's just asking for death. This is how breast hyperplasia is caused, by getting angry. I've never seen such a stupid female supporting character. If she were smart, would she be the female supporting character? I motioned for the reporters in front to move aside, turned around, and led Winnie out of the car. Dear media friends, I know you're all very interested in my background. This is Winnie, who had her life swapped with mine. We will hold a press conference soon and explain the situation to you one by one. Friends who are interested, please go to the conference hall on the second floor. Everyone obviously didn't expect me to do this. Seeing everyone's confusion, I led Winnie to break through the encirclement and walked towards the company. I didn't even look at the Smith couple the whole time. After entering the company, Lily, who hadn't appeared for a long time, immediately showed up with the security team. Lily looked at me full of apologies. Sarah, I didn't expect these reporters to be so cunning. They actually arranged people to wait at the East Gate as well. I smiled but didn't say anything. She continued, why did you arrange a press conference without discussing it with me? What are you going to say at the press conference? I stopped and looked at her. Even if I discussed it with you, could you handle it, Lily? Your performance these few times has made me unable to help but believe everyone's doubts. Perhaps you really got your current position through my connections. A trace of panic flashed across Lily's face, and she quickly opened her mouth to explain. Sarah, listen to me. The reporters are all waiting. Let's talk about it later. I shook off Lily and led Winnie away. When I met Lily, she was just an assistant to a female celebrity. At that time, she was severely exploited by that female celebrity. Not only was her salary low, but the celebrity also often abused Lily with various excuses. Seeing that she had a strong ability to withstand pressure, I thought of giving her a hand. I overcame all objections and brought her to be my assistant. Later, I gradually helped her become my manager. It can be said that without me, there would be no Lily today. But she has really disappointed me. Before going on stage, the Smith couple took the initiative to find me. Smith said with a look of pride, Sarah, with just one word from me, I can send you to hell. Similarly, with one word from me, I can also help you turn the situation around. Do you believe it? Holding back my nausea, I pretended to be flustered and said, what exactly do you want? What conditions do you have? Just say it. Smith lowered his voice. 10 million. As long as you're willing to give it, no matter what you say on stage later. I'll cooperate with you. Monica nodded in agreement beside him. Yes, just 10 million. I almost laughed out loud. I stared at Smith up and down. You don't have a mirror at home, but you always have urine, right? Take a piss and look at yourself when you have time. Do you really think you're worthy? After saying that, I pushed the two of them aside and walked towards the stage. I stood in the center of the stage and calmly faced dozens of media outlets in the audience. Hello, everyone. I'm Sarah. First of all, I admit that the Smith couple are indeed my biological parents. I just found out not long ago. As for their accusations that I abandoned them and used means to force them into prison, those are false news. I publicly displayed the police report receipt on the big screen. The receipt clearly recorded the couple's crimes, including drugging and threatening me, as well as the hospital's test reports and injury reports. The Smith couple didn't expect me to have collected such complete evidence, and they never expected me to show it in public. The two of them stood there dumbfounded. Monica stopped howling, and Smith's face turned as black as the bottom of a pot. Smith quickly reacted and jumped up to accuse me. This is all slander. She's a big star. It's so easy for her to deal with us ordinary people. She just dislikes us for being poor and wants to stay in the wealthy Lincoln family. Everyone. Don't believe her. Monica also reacted and echoed. Besides her, who else can prove that we harmed her? Without evidence. Isn't this slander? Smith and Monica have good acting talent. They were acting quite convincingly. Some people were actually deceived by them, just as it seemed that the situation was about to reverse. A clear and beautiful voice came from behind me. I can prove it. Winnie walked to my side with firm steps. Hello, everyone. I'm Winnie. The Smith couple are my adoptive parents. No one knows better than me how despicable they are. When I was 18 years old, they forced me to drop out of school and planned to sell me to a countryside to marry a fool in exchange for the betrothal gift. For the sake of money, they can do anything. Everyone was shocked, and there was a lot of discussion at the scene. Monica was so angry that she jumped up and started cursing. You're talking nonsense. Don't wrong me. Winnie didn't hold back either and directly showed the evidence. Back then, she was forced to marry a fool and was so desperate that she almost committed suicide. Fortunately, a kind-hearted person helped her. Later, the TV station reported this incident. After the matter became a big deal, the neighborhood committee and the sub-district office intervened and did ideological work with the Smith couple, which allowed Winnie to escape this disaster. All of this is recorded online. Winnie showed all these videos and the evidence of her being abused and beaten since she was a child. She looked at the audience coldly and said firmly, "Not everyone is suitable to be a parent. Some people are simply unworthy of being parents from the moment they're born." Winnie is the biggest victim in this baby swap incident. Anyone might help me fake the evidence, but she definitely wouldn't. The bullet comments in front of me went viral again. The female supporting character has really become smarter, and she has more screen time. It seems that she's going to change her destiny and become the female lead. The theme of female mutual assistance without female rivalry is so satisfying. With Winnie's testimony, the public opinion immediately turned against the Smith couple. The Smith couple became the target of public condemnation. The sound of scolding at the scene became louder and louder. And the Smith couple slunk away in embarrassment. They wanted to use public opinion to deal with me. Now that they have failed, they can only wait to be eaten back. Lily smiled and gestured at me. She whispered to me, "Sarah, you're amazing. This public relations show is perfect." I smiled faintly. "Don't be in a hurry. The best is yet to come. Just wait and see." I stood in the center of the stage again and announced another big thing into the microphone. I announced that I'm terminating all labor contracts with my manager, Lily. From now on, she will no longer be my manager and is no longer an employee of our entertainment company. Lily stared at me in disbelief, and then directly rushed to my side. "Sarah, what are you talking about? On what grounds are you firing me?" I stared at her coldly, seeing her look guilty and seeing that she didn't dare to meet my gaze. I continued, "Since you're not convinced, I'll let you understand the truth. Lily, do you think I don't know that you secretly opened a company behind my back, took kickbacks from both sides using my resources, evaded taxes, and cooked the books?" Lily's face turned pale instantly. She reacted quickly and immediately started begging me, "Sarah, this is all a misunderstanding. We're good sisters. Please end the press conference first, and I'll explain it to you clearly later, okay?" I bypassed Lily and looked towards the position behind her. "It's too late. The people coming to get you are here." Lily instinctively turned around, several law enforcement officers in uniforms had already come behind Lily. Lily, we have received a real name report that you are suspected of tax evasion and embezzlement of company property. Please come with us. Lily immediately slumped to the ground. I slowly squatted down, helped her up, and whispered in her ear, "Guess why I know all this? How could the Lincoln family give up on me? Leighton is much more sensible than you." Lily's eyes immediately turned red. She gritted her teeth and shouted, "Damn scumbag, I will never let him go even if I die." Looking at Lily's figure being taken away, I gently raised the corners of my mouth. "That's right, keep fighting, don't let that scumbag off the hook." The bullet comments were going crazy. The female supporting character is so cool. The female lead looks at the female supporting character with starry eyes. Yes, I have an inexplicable feeling of shipping the female CP. I turned my head to look at Winnie and saw that the way she was looking at me really seemed to have stars in her eyes. I was shocked in my heart. Could it be that the bullet comments were really right? The press conference was a great success, and the Smith couple was severely criticized online. Righteous netizens were frantically digging up dirt on them, revealing all the things like Monica cheating at mahjong and Smith molesting the neighbor's daughter. With this trend, it won't be long before these two terrible people end up in prison. Winnie happily said that she wanted to treat me to a meal. I nodded in agreement. "You wait for me in the garage. I'll come as soon as I get my things." Lily was taken away temporarily, and I still needed to make a copy of the materials on her computer. Winnie obediently waved at me. I quickly finished my work and returned to the place where I had agreed to meet Winnie. After waiting for a few minutes, she still didn't show up, and she didn't answer her phone either. Just when I thought Winnie had left due to some urgent matter, I suddenly thought of the bullet comments and looked up. The female lead is also pitiful. She just took the disaster for the female supporting character like this. That person is crazy. Won't the female lead be killed? Sensing something was wrong, I quickly scrolled through the bullet comments and really found a clue. Winnie had been kidnapped by Leighton. I immediately took out my phone and called the police, but I didn't have any evidence in my hand, and besides me, no one else could see the bullet comments in front of me. The police just said they would help me verify it and didn't tell me the result. After hanging up the phone, I was extremely anxious. I couldn't just sit back and do nothing. I had to rescue Winnie as quickly as possible to reduce the probability of her being in danger, so I shouted towards the front, "Can you guys help me, please? Tell me where Leighton took Winnie." After shouting, I quickly scrolled through the bullet comments. Why is the female supporting character suddenly silent? Why don't you go and save the female lead? What are you doing performing in front of the air? Why is the female supporting characters acting suddenly off again? After several attempts, I finally understood. I could only see the bullet comments but couldn't communicate with them. To save Winnie, I could only rely on myself. I immediately called the parents of the Lincoln family. Soon I got a useful clue. Leighton had recently bought a new villa. If Winnie was taken away by him, she was most likely locked up in this villa. They would arrange for people to go there as soon as possible to check the situation. After getting the address, I also led the security guards of the company and rushed to the villa as soon as possible. When Leighton opened the door and saw me, he looked surprised. "Sarah, what are you doing here?" I glared at him coldly. "Stop playing dumb with me. Hand over Winnie." He frowned and stared at me. "If you're sick, go and get treated. This is my house. Where am I supposed to get Winnie for you?" I didn't want to waste time talking to him and signaled the security guards behind me to take action. Even if I had to break in, I would take Winnie away. Although the bullet comments couldn't communicate with me, they hadn't lied to me during all this time. That meant that it must be Leighton who had taken Winnie away, but I didn't expect Leighton to be well prepared. He casually waved his hand, and more than a dozen well-trained bodyguards emerged from behind him, surrounding us. The security guards I had temporarily brought from the company were no match for them at all. Leighton looked at me proudly. "Did you still think you were the daughter of the Lincoln family? You dare to pick a fight with me? Are you tired of living? Beat them up." More than a dozen bodyguards rushed up together, and the security guards beside me had already squatted down and hugged their heads, giving up resistance. Leighton said triumphantly, "Sarah, it's still not too late for you to kneel down and apologize to me now. Will you kneel or not?" Seeing that I didn't respond, he reached out to grab me. I slapped his hand away, and Leighton flew into a rage and was about to attack. Suddenly, "Stop it." When Leighton saw the people coming, he quickly stopped and his attitude changed completely. "Uncle and Aunt, why are you here?" The parents of the Lincoln family had come, and they were followed by two teams of bodyguards, exuding an extremely powerful aura. Seeing that Mr. Lincoln's expression was not good, Leighton quickly explained, "Uncle, Sarah is getting more and more excessive. I was just sleeping at home peacefully, and she came here with people to cause trouble for me." Mr. Lincoln asked him about Winnie's whereabouts. Leighton then started to pretend and even tried to frame me. "What Winnie? I've been sleeping at home all the time and haven't seen her at all." "Uncle, you can't believe Sarah's nonsense. She's just not reconciled to being driven out of the Lincoln family. Maybe she's the one hurting Winnie." I suspected that Leighton was deliberately stalling for time. I didn't want to explain too much and led the people to break in directly. With the parents of the Lincoln family present, Leighton didn't dare to stop me, but my people searched the villa inside and out twice, even the basement on the first floor below ground, but didn't find any trace of Winnie. Leighton looked at me triumphantly. "Uncle, I told you I'm innocent. Sarah is just deliberately causing trouble. You've all been deceived by her." Mr. and Mrs. Lincoln frowned and looked at me, both of their eyes filled with confusion. Mrs. Lincoln asked softly, "Sarah, what exactly is going on? You said Leighton kidnapped Winnie. Do you have any evidence?" I had nothing except the bullet comments, afraid that something would happen to Winnie because of me. I was extremely anxious but couldn't defend myself. The bullet comments in front of me flashed by again. Are these bodyguards blind? They walked past that big dog cage in the backyard 3 times and didn't even take a look. Who would have thought the male supporting character would be so disgusting? He actually drugged the female lead and locked her in a dog cage. It's over. The female lead is done for. I turned around and looked. There was indeed a wooden doghouse behind the garden in the backyard, sensing my gaze. Leighton seemed a bit flustered. Was he eager to drive me away? I pushed forward and ran straight towards the backyard. Leighton rushed up quickly to grab me, but I deftly dodged him. The doghouse was locked, and through the gaps in the wooden planks, I could vaguely sense that there was someone inside. I waved to the security guards. "Smash this lock for me." Leighton's bodyguards immediately took action and tried to stop me. I shouted loudly to Mr. and Mrs. Lincoln, "Winnie is in here. Hurry and save her." With a wave of Mr. Lincoln's hand, all the bodyguards of the Lincoln family took action. Soon Leighton's bodyguards were subdued. Sensing that something was wrong, Leighton turned around and tried to run. I had been keeping an eye on his little movements. The moment he turned around and started to run, I swung the shovel beside me and directly hit him on the back of the head. "Damn it, take this shovel." Leighton fell to the ground successfully, and the bullet comments is busy again. "Sarah is so cool. I declare that you are the female lead in my heart." Under the arrangement of the parents of the Lincoln family, Winnie was sent to the best local hospital for treatment at the first time. That night, Winnie woke up. "Sarah, that bastard Leighton actually kidnapped me." Seeing me laughing, she looked confused. "I was kidnapped, so why are you still laughing?" "Seeing that you're speaking with such energy, I can finally relax." Leighton had already been taken away by the police. The evidence of his abduction was conclusive, and he couldn't deny it at all. The crimes he was charged with were not just this one. After Lily was arrested, she directly confessed the evidence of the crimes that she and Leighton had jointly framed me and secretly embezzled the assets of the Lincoln family's enterprise. When I found that Lily was deliberately or inadvertently provoking the relationship between me and Winnie, I sensed that something was wrong. I specially asked someone to investigate. Only then did I find out that Lily had already been in a relationship with Leighton and had become Leighton's mistress. I grew up with Leighton since I was a child, and no one knows better than me how despicable this good-for-nothing cousin is. He slept with Lily just because he thought she was useful. The stupid Lily, however, dreamed of marrying into a wealthy family and even joined hands with Leighton to harm me because of this. So I played along with their plan. Deliberately showed my stupidity to make them think their scheme had succeeded, and then sent them both to prison. After learning about my whole plan, Winnie looked at me with stars in her eyes. "Sarah, you're so amazing. Without you, I would have been eaten alive by them. Fortunately, you're by my side." She grabbed my hand, and she was so cute, I couldn't help but stroke her forehead. "Don't worry, I'll send all those who want to harm you to prison." Leighton and Lily liked having an underground relationship, so they should like prison too. Winnie nodded vigorously. While we were talking, Mr. and Mrs. Lincoln came in. Seeing this, Mrs. Lincoln smiled and said, "I'm relieved to see that you two have such a good relationship. Sarah, although you're not my biological daughter, I've raised you for so many years, and I still want to be your mother." Her eyes were red, and she was so choked up that she could hardly speak. I glanced at Winnie beside me. Encouraged by her eyes, I rushed forward and hugged Mrs. Lincoln. "Mom, you'll always be my mom." Although the Lincoln family is a wealthy family, Mrs. Lincoln has doted on me like a precious pearl since I was a child. She has taken care of all my matters personally. When I found out that I wasn't the biological daughter of the Lincoln family, I almost broke down. Fortunately, I met Winnie. She didn't hold the hardships caused by the identity swap against me. I was lucky enough to continue to feel the warmth of Mr. and Mrs. Lincoln. Unlike me, who is dedicated to the entertainment industry, Winnie is indeed the biological daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Lincoln and has perfectly inherited Mr. Lincoln's talent for business. When it was discovered that she had business talent, Mr. Lincoln arranged for Winnie to join the Lincoln family and start from the grassroots level. Winnie also lived up to expectations. In 2 years, she had risen to an important senior position in the Lincoln family. With her excellent performance, she silenced all those who had doubted her. The verdicts for Leighton and Lily were also handed down a year ago. Leighton was involved in multiple crimes and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Lily's sentence was shorter, and she was sentenced to 5 years. But after they finished serving their sentences, their lives will be completely ruined, as the matter came to an end. The bullet comments in front of me also disappeared and never appeared again. During this period, I have been working hard in the film and television industry. My new drama has just wrapped up, and I was invited by a brand to participate in an event. It has been more than 3 months since I last saw Winnie. Now Winnie already has the temperament of a powerful businesswoman. She is walking among major business partners with a wine glass in her hand. Our eyes met, and Winnie walked towards me. Her cold face instantly became cute and amiable, like a lovely kitten. "Sarah, I've finally been waiting for you. I heard that you're the spokesperson for this time. I knew you would come to the banquet, so I rushed here as soon as I finished my work. I've missed you so much after not seeing you for a few months." I couldn't help but laugh. I found that Winnie has two different sides. In front of outsiders, she is a cold female CEO. But in front of me, she is a sweet and lovely little sister next door. I raised my wine glass and gently clinked it against hers. "Congratulations, Ms. Lynn, on signing a new order." She raised her eyebrows and smiled brightly. "Then I also congratulate Sarah on winning the Best Actress award again and becoming famous all over the country." We looked at each other and smiled. Both of us firmly believed that in the future, we would shine in our respective fields and become better and better. Extra chapter, Winnie. I used to be called Winnie Smith. Now, I'm called Winnie Lincoln. My parents didn't favor sons over daughters. On the contrary, they were happy to have a daughter, because they were used to being lazy and idle. Having a daughter meant they didn't need to prepare a betrothal gift. They relied on their parents when they were young, and when they got old, they could rely on their daughter, but they didn't expect their parents to pass away so early, so they set their sights on me, who was still young. That year, I was only 18 years old. With my excellent grades, I could have gone to a very good school, but my parents couldn't wait to trade me for a betrothal gift. They learned that in their hometown in the countryside, there was a family that was willing to pay 300,000 yuan as a betrothal gift to marry a daughter-in-law for their son, so they forced me to drop out of school and marry into that family. The son of that family was a congenital fool. If I married into that family like that, my life would be completely ruined. No matter how much I resisted, my parents were unwilling to compromise. They secretly put drugs in my food and drugged me. Fortunately, God was on my side. I was allergic to the drug, and instead of being knocked out, I had an allergic reaction all over my body and was sent to the hospital. I managed to escape this disaster, but they didn't give up. In desperation, I could only threaten to commit suicide, hoping that they would give up. The moment I stood on the bridge, my heart was completely cold. If I really had to marry a fool, I might as well be dead. Countless passers-by were watching, and all kinds of noisy discussions passed by my ears. Some people even started spreading rumors in front of me, saying that I chose to commit suicide because of a broken heart. At that moment, I was extremely desperate. My parents didn't love me, and the world had abandoned me. What was the point of me living? The appearance of a beautiful girl caught my attention. She said, "Dying is a cowardly act. Do you want to be a coward for the rest of your life?" Her beautiful eyes attracted my attention. I told her that I didn't want to be a coward. But I had no choice. What could I do in the face of my parents' coercion? She helped me dial the reporters' hotline in front of me. She not only found the reporters but also taught me to unite the neighborhood committee and the sub-district office. She said that if I wanted to deal with such parents, I had to rely on external forces to suppress them. Her appearance was like a goddess descending, according to her method. I finally got rid of the fate of marrying a fool. I really wanted to thank her. But I didn't even know her name. Later, by chance, I saw her on a poster. She was the big star Sarah. She was not only a star but also a wealthy young lady, but I only felt the approachable warmth from her and didn't sense any arrogance of a wealthy star. Sarah broke into my world like this and became my idol. I paid attention to every bit of her, relying on the belief of looking up to her. I gradually strengthened my heart. It was precisely because of the power of Sarah that I had the courage to live on, but I didn't expect that fate was so magical. When I learned that the person I was wrongly adopted was Sarah, I was completely stunned. While I was shocked and happy, my heart was also filled with fear. Would Sarah hate me because of this? Would she think that my appearance had disrupted her existing happy life? With fear and unease, I met Sarah. She was as beautiful as ever when she knew my identity. Instead of disliking me, she gave me all kinds of things. I was overjoyed. When I learned that Sarah wasn't going home and was going to the Smith family, I was extremely anxious. I knew the nature of the Smith couple. They definitely wouldn't let Sarah go easily. They wouldn't let Sarah go without skinning her alive. So I begged Mr. Lincoln to arrange bodyguards for me, and I wanted to go find Sarah. Fortunately, I arrived in time and saved Sarah. If something had happened to Sarah, I would never have been able to forgive myself. I didn't expect those people to be so hateful. They still didn't want to let Sarah go, but they didn't know that Sarah was more powerful and intelligent than they imagined. She easily deceived them and finally sent them all to prison. Facing such a powerful Sarah, I felt very ashamed. I made up my mind to become strong. Only when I became strong could I have the ability to protect my idol. I worked hard to start from the grassroots level and climbed up step by step. I want to become the strongest support and be my idol's backing. After hearing the story above, what are your thoughts? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments section.